Module Overview. This module offers a robust, multi-dimensional exploration of the judiciary's role in interpreting, enforcing, and protecting constitutional law and civil rights. As the branch of government entrusted with legal interpretation, the judiciary plays a critical role in constitutional governance, acting as both the final arbiter of the law and the guardian of individual rights. 1. The judiciary in a constitutional system. Definition and functions. The judiciary is the branch of government responsible for interpreting laws, settling legal disputes, protecting constitutional norms, and enforcing rights. Judicial independence, a core element of constitutional democracy. It ensures judges can decide cases free from political pressure, favoritism, or external influence. Structural independence, life tenure, fixed salaries, protection from arbitrary removal. Operational independence, control over court procedures, impartial decision-making, non-interference from executive or legislature. Judiciary as guardian of the Constitution. Through the power of interpretation and review, the courts ensure that laws conform to constitutional principles and protect against abuses of power. 2. Judicial review, scope and significance. Definition: judicial review is the power of courts to examine the constitutionality of legislative acts and executive decisions. Historical development originated in Marbury v. Madison, U.S. 1803, now a cornerstone of constitutionalism in many democracies. Types of judicial review: concrete review, conducted in actual legal cases. Abstract review, performed independently of litigation, often by constitutional courts. A priori versus a posteriori review, before or after a law comes into force. Effects of judicial review: invalidation of unconstitutional laws, prevention of rights violations, maintenance of rule of law. 3. Constitutional interpretation. Why interpretation is necessary. Constitutions are often written in broad, aspirational language requiring judicial clarification over time. Methods of interpretation. Textualism focuses on the plain meaning of the constitutional text. Originalism seeks to understand what the framers intended at the time of drafting. Purposivism interprets provisions in light of the Constitution's broader purposes. Living Constitution views the Constitution as a dynamic document that evolves with societal change. Comparative approach uses international precedents and foreign constitutions for guidance. Criticisms and debates: judicial activism versus judicial restraint, overreach and the counter-majoritarian dilemma, accountability of unelected judges. 4. The role of precedent, stare decisis. Definition and function. Courts adhere to previously decided cases to ensure consistency, predictability, and stability in the law. Binding versus persuasive precedents, binding, from higher courts within the same jurisdiction. Persuasive, from courts of equal or other jurisdictions. When precedents can be overturned, change in social conditions, errors in past reasoning, conflict with constitutional evolution. 5. Courts and civil rights enforcement. Landmark cases and human rights jurisprudence. Cases expanding civil liberties. Brown v. Board of Education, Miranda v. Arizona, Roe v. Wade, etc. Courts striking down discriminatory laws and policies. Enforcing rights to speech, religion, equality, privacy, and due process. Judicial remedies, injunctions, declarations, compensation, structural reform orders, limitations and challenges, resource constraints, delays in justice. Political attacks on judicial legitimacy. Public trust and perception. 6. Comparative judicial systems. Common law versus civil law systems. Common law relies heavily on precedents. Civil law prioritizes codified statutes. Constitutional versus Supreme Courts. Some systems have specialized constitutional courts, e.g., Germany. Others combine constitutional review with general appellate functions, e.g., U.S. Supreme Court. Supranational courts. Role of courts like the European Court of Human Rights, ECOWAS Court, and African Court on Human and People's Rights. 7. Accountability and reform. Judicial ethics and discipline, mechanisms for checking abuse or misconduct. Reform needs access to justice, transparency, digital justice systems, public legal education,